So I will never in the history of ever date another hotep nigga. If you don't know what a hotep nigga is, where have you been? So once upon a time I used to be a shape of the bitch. And if you don't know what that is, where have you been? Long story short, I used to be out there in the crowd preaching the good gospel, teaching all the people about their history. I used to be right there in my dashiki with my hair wrapped and my like crocheted car seats, you know, screaming, okay? Trying to teach, doing it for the kids. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but at the time, I was just super deep in it. And I thought that every brother that was a part of this, or the Israelites, you know, they were woke, we were, you know, protesting, blah, blah. I thought that every brother that was a part of this group of knowing thyself was just, you know, the bee's knees, okay? I just thought they were the best people ever. You know, walking around calling people gods and goddesses. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing either one of those things. It just so happens that at the time, I thought that they were above any and every man, and that they wouldn't do the same shit that regular men do. Haha, lies, all types of lies. Woe and behold, I realized that they're worse. And they're worse because they're sneaky and they're conniving and they're manipulative, and they use the fact that they are, you know, smart, intelligent, deep within their depths of knowing Black history. They use that to collect women like me who love brothers who, you know where they come from, know who they are, blah, blah, blah. And they use that as a cover-up to get you. And then they pop out with some foolishness that make you sit there and blink a couple times before you realize you got. All right? So, let me go ahead and tell you this nice little story about the first hotep nigga that I ever had the unfortunacy to come across in my life. I was very young. I was in college, and of course I was a part of this whole group, and we were protesting. We were getting ready to go feed the kids and pretty much go and get stuff ready to give out to the homeless. Beautiful, right? So I'm talking to this brother, and he out here preaching. He got on his like African shit, you know, Afrocentric. We just look beautiful out here. Black, beautiful, oiled up, coconut oil smelling like cocoa butter. He was just gorgeous, okay? Built, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting here talking to him. We low-key flirting, talking about like the struggle of our people. It was just beautiful. Then he invites me to go to a poetry show. I'm like, okay, I'm about to get my Love Jones on. If you don't know what Love Jones is, I feel sorry for you. You should probably go watch that movie. He invites me to this poetry night. I'm like, okay, cool. I love poetry. I love a good speakeasy, all of that. So I go to the poetry night. We sit together. They got live painting there. It's a dope feeling. You know, I'm thinking to myself, like, I found my one. I found my one. Just disappointment left and right. Damn. So after the little poetry thing, you know, he's spitting his little rap. I'm like, okay. I'll do a second date. We go on a second date. Everything is smooth. We go to a picnic in the park. You know, we eating fruit because we don't eat pork or meat. We vegetarian. It was great. All right. Woe and behold, one night I'm talking to my girlfriends, right? We all chilling. Now, mind you, me and him are not boyfriend and girlfriend, but we have been dating openly, and people have seen us around. You know, people in the little group community, they seen us. So, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, this might turn into something. And we never talked about, you know, we never talked about seeing other people. I thought we were kind of, you know, starting to be, you know, exclusive. And the way he would treat me, you know, the way we were out here speaking to people and talking about men and women and the feminine energy and the masculine energy, and the way we were out here talking about it, I just assumed that we were a thing. A thing, or about to be a thing. And the way he would just like talk to me and protect me and speak about me, I just thought we were a thing, right? So I'm talking to my girlfriends, and lo and behold, I found out that, you know, somebody in that group dated him before. And she basically was just like, hey, you gotta watch out for him. Even though he looked nice, got a nice little paper wrapping. On the inside, he's trash. And I was like, no, girl, maybe back in the day, maybe he's changed. She was like, okay, don't let them hotep niggas get you. I was like, okay, what you talking about? So after that, I started to pay attention a little bit more, and he was a little flirty with other females, but it was all in the namesake of, hey sister, hey queen, blah blah blah. It was one of those. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I was chilling with him one night, and someone just told me to go through his Facebook. It wasn't his phone. He had a computer out, so I went through his computer. And this man was on Facebook Messenger, not messages. At that time, they didn't have messages. He was on Facebook talking big shit to women. And I mean, like, out here posting his dick everywhere. He was out here talking about, I'm a god, I'm looking for a goddess, be my queen. And he was out here talking big mess to like 10 different women. I was like, oh, okay. So of course I confront him, and I'm like, okay, what's this? What is this? He's like, my sister, back in Africa, they had many wives, and I want many wives. I'm like, well, we talked a million times, and we ain't never mentioned no many wives before. What the fuck? So he pulled that out, and like, I'm getting upset. I'm about to leave. He like pulls my hand, and he's like, and at the time I used to wear a lot of crystals and shit. So he like grabs my hand. He's like, you are one with me. We are together. We're supposed to be together. Like, give me your energy. I'm like, what the fuck you Power Ranger shit is this? Talk about give me your energy. Like, here, take this crystal as a sorry. You has my love in it. Like, sir, if you don't get this rose quartz away from me. Oh my God. So after that, I just started looking at the rest of the hotep niggas that I was around, because they were all pretty nice or whatever. But then they were just flipping the script. Like, at one point they'll be like, we're Israelites, hey queen, blah blah blah, and then as soon as the girl walk away, they'd be like, damn, she got a fat ass. And it's like my first time really paying attention, because I was so deep in it that I ain't really pay attention. And they all just like, talking about all this other shit with her. And then, like, when a girl doesn't necessarily fit into their description, say for instance, they love the Erykah Badu's, the NDREs, but as soon as they turn into a Sexy Red or Beyonce, whatever, then they all have some negative shit to say, and then they'll pounce on it. Like, all of them together will pounce on it, just like any other nigga. And I'll just be like, I thought we were supposed to, like, lift and uplift and teach. How are you teaching if you're up here condemning? Like, I understand that you're not a Christian, okay, but like somewhere in your African ass Bible with your fucking Proverbs, there is something about consideration. And then I like dove deep into it, and they're like, they have these ideas that women should look a certain way, act a certain way, be a certain way, blah 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 blah. And although they have these ideas that men should be a certain way, blah 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 blah, they always fall short of it. So I was just like, okay, maybe it's just these group of hotep niggas. Okay, maybe, just maybe, I need to go find me another group of hotep niggas. It can't be all of them. It literally can't be all of them. And as I befriended some of them, I would like get the real version of them. Like, after they take off that ashiki, take off their beads, after they light their incense, I would get the real version of them, because I was friends with some of them. So they'll tell me about this bitch and that bitch, and women should do this, that, and the third, and I want a woman that do blah 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 blah. And I will, be there to speak up for the women and give the plight, and they would just be like, nah. And I'm like, okay, what's the difference between how y'all think in the Eurocentric way of like how they taught y'all back in slavery to treat women? If you know that God, black women were queens and, even kings and gods and goddesses, what the fuck? Like, where's the line? Where's the divide? Where's the confusion? And, they will always find some creative little wordsy ass way to get out of the conversation so that they still seem charming. They literally use the fact that they like know themselves and know their history and like sapiosexuals. They use it as a weapon to gather women like that, and then pretty much do a oopsie-doops. and flip it. And I'll just be